Child's Play was directed by Tom Holland and started a humongous franchise that is still being continued today, along with a TV series that will be releasing next year by Don Mancini. And in fact, this Friday, the remake of Child's Play will be releasing, and that's why I'm going to be reviewing every single Chucky movie. Now, if you guys watched my review for Toy Story 3, in the ending, I said I wanted to do some real discussion reviews of some of the Child's Play movies. I already did a review of Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky on my channel, but I really want to do a full-on review of Child's Play, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, and Curse of Chucky on my channel, until the remake comes out. With that being said, let's talk about Child's Play. So this film revolves around a woman known as Karen Barkley. She's the mother of her son, known as Andy Barkley, who receives a birthday present from his mother that's known as a good guy doll. And later on in the story, dark secrets start to be revealed on what this doll could actually be. And the sinister nature of the good guy doll threatens the entire Barkley family, with Chucky, the killer doll, going on a murdering rampage. Child's Play is one of those horror movies that wasn't really too present back at its time, I guess. Back when this movie first came out, a lot of people were concerned for this movie. There were many boycotts of this movie, sort of it being a little too violent, and it's mostly because of the aspect of a kid and a doll in a movie. And Child's Play was just one of those weird horror movies to come out in the 80s. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because this film is a freaking classic. And it really depends on how you view this film. And I'm going to give you my full-on honest opinion on how I feel about Child's Play. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. In fact, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely nowhere near my top 10 or top 30 or even 40 movies list of all time. But Child's Play is definitely one of my favorite movies. In my opinion, it's by no means a masterpiece, but it is definitely a classic. I have so many great memories of watching Child's Play as a young kid. It was one of the first horror experiences in my entire life, and it's one of the few movies that got me into the horror genre. And I'll be telling you this straight out from the heart. If it wasn't for Child's Play, I probably wouldn't be talking about horror movies today. So this is really a very important movie for me. The first 30 minutes of the film are filled with so much suspense, and it absolutely keeps you on the edge of your seat, and you're invested into the story, and you want to know what's going on. And on first viewing of this movie, the first 30 minutes of this movie almost feel like a mystery, because you don't know if it's Andy or Chucky that's killing these people. And then obviously later in the movie, it's obviously revealed. Do you want to know a fun fact? That's actually what the movie was going to originally revolve around. The writers supposedly wanted this movie to focus on just a mystery story, like a horror mystery story. And the audience wouldn't know if it was Andy or Chucky killing the people. Easily the best thing in this entire movie is Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif takes this entire movie from opening to finish. He is great as Charles Lee Ray, and he is phenomenal as the voice of Chucky. And Brad Dourif has honestly had a pretty promising movie career. In One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Lord of the Rings. Brad Dourif is a really great actor. And very well known. And there are many reasons. And this is definitely one of the franchises that made him stand out. Because personally, for me, when I think of Chucky, I think of Brad Dourif. It's almost impossible not to. The guy is phenomenal as Chucky. And let's talk about Alex Vincent in this film. Honestly, in my opinion, one of the best child actor performances of all time. This kid really knows what he's doing in this film. And that's what I really appreciated in this film. And there are times where you could tell that he's not acting. There are a lot of times in this film that you can tell that he's not acting, because it's very hard for a kid to act, especially in a horror movie. And there were moments where the kid would get scared or even stutter at times, and it felt like an actual child was part of this incredible horror flick. Because Alex Alex Vincent really does make a lot up for this film. Catherine Hicks is also fantastic in this movie. Her performance is really great, and she's also had a promising movie career, just like Brad Dourif. She's known for like stuff like Seventh Heaven and Star Trek, and this movie in the 80s. And she's really good in this film, and she tries so hard just to play a single mother who has one child and a killer doll in her home, and she has to act. She actually has to act, and she really commits in this film. Her performance is honestly praiseworthy, and Catherine Hicks is, all in all, she's really adorable in this movie, if you think about it. I mean, that's how I felt about her performance. And all in all, she does an amazing job in this film. The thing that Child's Play does best is it knows how to entertain its audience. This is probably not the best movie to look at when on a critical standpoint, but this film is just so gosh darn entertaining as heck. This is a horror film that I've watched countless times. I've seen this movie many times. And I always enjoy it, and I think to myself, every time I watch it, I love it even more. I love it even more every time I watch it. And this movie is very self-aware of what it is, and it goes for it. I absolutely love that this movie goes for what it wants to be, and I think it succeeded, honestly. Child's Play succeeded on going for what it wanted to go for. And to me, I find it very inspirational, because you can tell the filmmakers were probably having a blast while making this film. The animatronics look outstanding. The acting is really great. And the story is pretty solid as well. But when it comes to flaws with Child's Play, there honestly can be tons of flaws with Child's Play. For me personally, I don't really like to criticize on movies like this. I just like to sit down and enjoy the heck out of this movie. I don't really like to criticize on some of the cheesy elements of this film, because honestly, there are cheesy elements in this movie. There are even a couple of times where some things in the movie don't really make sense. But for me, the flaws just kind of vaporize. And when it comes to flaws with this movie, I really don't care about flaws with Child's Play. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and it's one of my favorite films of all time in general. And this film is definitely a cult phenomenon, and it still is to this very day. And even though it's not a masterpiece, it still is a classic that deserves a spot in the horror genre. Because there are many things to love about Child's Play. This film has really good characters, a really solid story, amazing animatronics, and so many creative kills with really cool special effects and practical effects. So like I said, you guys might be curious on what my grade is going to be for this movie, since I already told you, for me, I really don't care about flaws with this movie. I don't care about flaws with Child's Play. This film has flaws, but I don't really care. I don't care. For me, the flaws just vaporize. They just completely go away. Because I enjoy the heck out of Child's Play. It's just one of the movies that I can always go back to and love more every time I watch it. But I gotta be brutally honest, because I'm not gonna come out and lie about how I feel about this movie. Child's Play gets an A+. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Look forward to my next review of Child's Play 2 and other reviews for Child's Play 3 and Curse of Chucky. I will be putting a playlist after I'm done reviewing all the Chucky movies. I'll be putting a playlist of all the Chucky movies on my channel that I reviewed and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. I wanted to make an updated review for Child's Play, so here it is. I'm so happy this is on my channel right now. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. Look forward to more reviews that'll be coming very soon. Love every single one of you guys. And as always, I am Mario Fan 520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.